Meanwhile, Ridley's hanging out and patching himself up and having kind of a hard time doing it.
Wait a minute. With all the researchers and staff members who were supposed to be dead, where are the bodies? Ridley can regenerate cell tissue by eating human flesh, so can't he eat a couple of the hundreds of bodies lying around?
You'd think of the sweeps the Federation squad did of the residential areas and research areas, they would have had more than one dead body.
I think this is another reason why this game ultimately fails to captivate an audience, because other than a foreseeable, avoidable threat to galactic safety, we really don't see the impact of these creatures on civilization.
The most we get is some screams and flying bodies in a cutscene, but beyond that, there's no clear reason why we should care that the space pirates and Metroids will get loose. This is what's referred to as being invested. It's where the audience can sympathize with what's happening on screen. This helps them have a reaction and an emotional response to what they're watching. The reason why Adam's death felt so contrived is because we as audience members weren't invested in the character. He didn't do anything that would make us feel any sort of attachment to him on an emotional level. The entire game fails because the poor screenwriting fails to elicit a human response to what's happening. See, there's this part in Mass Effect 2 where the Collectors board the Normandy and you have to control Joker as he sneaks around the ship trying to gain control of the systems again. We're invested in Joker because we've talked with him about his Rolex syndrome, so we know how much of a struggle it must be for him to have to walk and crawl around. But he has to do it because the mission takes priority. We know that the mission takes priority because we've seen how the Collectors come and indiscriminately harvest humans. We've also seen the sheer scale that they're doing it at with the environmental storytelling during the part where you're sneaking around the Collector ship. There's also this part where we see Kaylee Sanders get dragged by the hair into an elevator. It's a pretty disturbing visual because Kaylee was so sweet to Shepard and the rest of the crew, so we don't want to see her get hurt. She doesn't deserve that. That gets us as players pissed off, so we're like, yeah, we gotta save the crew, this is bullshit. And that's why the ending to this game is so powerful, especially if you lose some of your team members along the way. We become invested in these characters and we don't want to see them die because we enjoy the interactions we have with them, their philosophies and viewpoints, or just their overall character.
Metroid Other M fails to do any of that. Even with Samus, everyone's just a one-dimensional robot with no other defining character traits other than the ones that are forced down our throats.
So then the Metroid Queen comes and kills Ridley because they didn't feel like finding a more original way to get rid of him. Oh yeah, by the way, the Metroid Queen is in this game. It's another dead body. Oh, it's James.
James, of course! How couldn't I see it before? James was the deleter. The evidence was right in front of me. All I had to do was look. Oh man, what a great setup for this thrilling plot twist reveal that James Pierce was the traitor. Oh man, I'll tell you what, man, this setup was fucking horrible! I can't take this anymore!
Chip, don't try it again. Vous allez juste passer. Je vous dis.
Ne me dites pas mon entreprise, devil woman. Appelez l'ambulancier. Il va dit pomper mon estomac.
Ridley's dead, and then you find this woman trapped in a room, and she's all freaked out because people and creatures have been trying to kill her all day. So she gets the bright idea that she should release the Metroid Queen to deal with your intrusion.
I mean, it's not like releasing the Metroid Queen would mean that you would have to figure out a way to get past her too. That would just be silly.
This boss battle could be worse. Then the Queen gets a bitchin' new do, and oh no, someone started the ship engine. Right? At some point? I forgot. Either way, we're headed for the Galactic Federation capital at Daybon. Then someone hits the space brakes in slow-mo. And then you gotta go down the Queen's gullet and lay a power bomb, even though they haven't been approved yet or ever. Explosion!
Time for another convoluted cutscene!
So this lady turns out to be Madeline Bergman, but that other lady told us that she was already Madeline Bergman, but she's really Melissa Bergman, and she's also an android.
She's an android.
I took a Melissa to the prom, and let me tell you, she was no android, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, she's also Mother Brain. They needed the Metroids to recognize a human as their mother, so they made it Melissa. Melissa was pretty cute and real smart, but she got to be too bitchy, so they decided it was best to take her out back behind the barn and fuck her. Nah, I'm just kidding. They decided it was best to take her out back and impregnate her. Nah, I'm just kidding. They decided it was best to take her out back and kill her, but oh no, she didn't like that too much. Then everything went crazy and everybody died.
I think my favorite part about this twist is the seamless buildup. Oh wait, there was none. This game sucks.
Oh no, Melissa has a gun pulled on them, even though Samus could take her out quicker than she could say, this game fucking sucks! guess getting shunned by your surrogate mother eliminates your ability to emote while voice acting.
I was not wrong. The humans were foolish, and I was forced to bring judgment on them. And yet, because of you, I failed. You must understand the weight of your crime. You must pay the price for what you've done.
Actually, that was what I wrote verbatim in my letter to Nintendo. Play me out, boys!
Oh no, her bobby pin fell off and now the Federation's here, but oh no, she's pissed and she calls her personal shock troops to take care of this problem. Oh shit, we're back in the game now. Okay, shoot these guys and...
Oh! Apparently that's all it takes to get a squad of pissed off aliens to back down. Man, Samus, you've been doing it wrong all these years.
Then the Federation comes and kills her, and then this guy who sounds like he could have a Scottish or Irish accent shows up and tells Samus to get lost for some reason, and then Anthony's there, and then they fly back to the Federation capital, and that's the end. And that's why they called it Other M, because there was another woman in the game whose name starts with M. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's it? It's over? That's the game? You gotta be kidding me. This game is only like 6 hours long. No. You're joking, right? You're joking. Oh my god, you're not joking! What the fuck, man? I mean, I know this game was bad, so it's probably better that it goes quicker than a cup of coffee, but really? That's fucking horseshit! That's like a DLC add-on! That's like a free game at the App Store! That's not a Metroid game! That's fucking horseshit! Ah!
Wait! It's not over yet! Samus returns to the bottle ship to retrieve Adam's helmet, as it's the last thing she has of his other than her memories. She can now use power bombs to explore more regions of the ship, including a completely unscathed residential area. The power bombs are used to open passages blocked by this special sphere door.
Hey, that's the sphere that they pan to when you run into Melissa in the control room. That's actually pretty clever how they set up early on that she had the ability to go through those doors because she had control over the shock troops they conceal. If only the rest of the game could be that subtle.
So now that the game is basically over, what do I think of it? Oh, it's an abortion. Plain and simple.
This game is just a big mess from start to finish. The sad part is that a lot of these problems could be easily fixed with just a few simple rewrites and a complete overhaul of the plot. The storyline is identical to Fusion. The bosses are all ones that we've encountered before. It just doesn't feel like how a Metroid game should, and it sure as hell doesn't break that mold in a positive fashion. By adding more cutscenes and maybe even dialogue which brings more depth to the characters in the game, that would have been a step towards filling out the time. My longest playtime is 8 hours, and that's way too short for what's supposed to be a next-gen Metroid game. They had their opportunities to make this a great game. The gameplay is not bad, and the pre-rendered cutscenes look absolutely gorgeous. But with a horrible soundtrack and a downright sloppy script, this game just fails to please anyone, regardless of being a Metroid fan.
But with all that being said, does that mean that this game killed the series? I think Nintendo thinks so, and I think some of the fans do too, but in all honesty, it does do kind of a good job of setting up the possibility for potential sequels. It sheds more light on the corrupted side of the Galactic Federation, and the storyline could easily be developed to flesh out an entirely new direction for the series to go in.
What if Samus, Madeline, and Anthony are all targeted by the Federation to be silenced? Samus would be a fugitive trying to escape the long reach of the law. Maybe she does end up aligned with more seedy characters and has to face some inner turmoil when her values become compromised.
Do I think I could write a better Metroid game? Abso-fucking-lutely. I think anybody, except Sakamoto, could write a better Metroid game than this. But, unfortunately, I didn't graduate high school, and because of my sister's hard work, I probably never will. I've been blacklisted from all universities and all employment in the solar system. But, don't worry, I'll find a way to get back at my sister.
Getting 100% doesn't change the outcome of the game, and is completely optional. Once you're ready, you can take Samus to the command deck to fight the real final boss.
Who's the real final boss?
Fantoon.
It's not worth it anymore. Here I was, recommending ways that this game could have been saved, and it's been nearly 5 years since Nintendo released this. Metroid's dead, it really is. And there's nothing I can do to fix that.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
Not again.
I know.
I warned you.
You did.
You didn't listen.
Never.
This time, you get your own ass out of this pickle.
Fair enough.
I'm done saving you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You were right. You're always right. This time you don't have to save me though. I'm done. I'm not gonna do it anymore.
You're giving up.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do now?
Well, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay in the computer world with you. It's gonna be a good time.
No. No, you can't. I need my space. I like having distance. Spread out. I'm a woman. I've got needs.
You're a computer.
I'm a woman now.
Well, you gonna let me stay here or not? Because I don't know many places I could go being dead.
You really gonna give up that easily? It's not like you.
How do you know what's like me? You don't know me. You don't know me at all. I'm from the streets.
This game is really so bad that you're giving up on life?
Yeah.
Why, you've played worse.
What else can I do, Eve? I mean, this game killed the Metroid series, and the only way to revitalize it is to make a new one, and Nintendo's not really too privy on that idea, so the only way I could make a difference is if I could somehow change Nintendo, and I can't even hold a job. I don't even have a college degree. I don't even have a high school diploma. I can't make the difference that needs to be made.
What are you talking about? You were valedictorian. You could have graduated a year early.
I could have.
Yeah. Your sister's been reported dead for 9 months. All charges against you were absolved.
They were?
Didn't you watch your own damn movie?
Nobody did. But Eve, if what you're saying is true,
It is.
and that means that I can go and get my high school diploma, and I can apply for a job at Nintendo. I can make the difference that needs to be made in this world. The difference for better video games.
Wait, so what'd you think about Metroid Other M?
Oh, it sucks.